How's it going, Shaq?
I am doing the best that I can. How are you doing?
Don't let anybody tell you different either. Okay?
Yeah, I'm not. I don't want our listeners to think that every week something is falling apart. This is um extraordinary situations that I mean are just classic uh Mercury retrograde stuff. Like
Yeah.
I'm not even it is stressful in dealing with it, and it's just because I'm trying to stay calm.
Okay.
And that's the thing that's stressing me out is that I'm trying to be patient because I know more, we're almost done, but it's always something. Um, but I'm doing the best that I can, and I just have to remind myself of that a few times a day. Um, but otherwise, I'm a little draggy. Also, apologies to our troops and correspondents, our listeners. I'm a little draggy because I got the booster yesterday,
Okay.
the Omarion booster. I guess the B2K. It protects against B2K 4 and B2K 5. Yeah, and I felt that kick in. I
Mm.
felt it when it kicked in. It was maybe like 12 hours later after the shot.
Huh.
My arm was just sore for most of the day, and I was like, "All right, this will be fine." But then, like halfway through the class I was teaching, I felt it course through my body, and I was like, "Yikes!" Which meant that I immediately had a fever because that's what it does. It starts fighting. It's like someone yelled "charge," and they all just kind of came together and started fighting. Um, and
Much
so
like
I am.
B2K.
Yes, much like it was it was a serving situation. Everyone was getting served inside my body. Um, but yeah, so my arm is not as sore. I can almost get it over my head
Okay.
without a lot of pain, but and the fever, of course, it's gone down. It's
Mm.
just the body fighting whatever it needs to fight, but oh man, it's wild to feel your body just go "Meow," like do a completely different. You're just sitting there listening to some jokes, and then suddenly you're like, "Oh Lord, what happened?"
Is I'm so I haven't gotten the current boost shot.
Hmm.
What made you decide to keep like are you still actively getting them every like 6 months? Like what's the
Well,
thought process there?
the thing was, I mean, I want to get them every time they come out. Shoot me up.
Okay.
I love them. I don't know what's going on in there, but let's do it. But the thing was, when they were around the time that they were like, okay, those who qualify can get another shot. Um, here are the here are the criteria. You had to be over 50 or 50 and over with some sort of condition, right?
Yeah.
And I was 49. And so I was like a 2 months out or something, and I tried to get one. And this bitch at CVS was like, sorry, you're 49. Ain't that some shit?
Ageist in reverse. I like
Yeah,
it.
I was like, but I'm trying to live. And I was like, well, I was able to get it early because of my hypertension. And they were like, oh, that's been taken off the list of conditions. I was like, "Oh, y'all discovered too many people have hypertension?" And everybody walking around here with blood pressure in the red? Is that what happened? We all up here clipping? Everybody's up here. Everybody's
Hey,
blood pressure is clipping. So they were like, take that off."
man, B. Can't be here with all these people with distorted blood. All right,
Yeah.
let's get that out, B.
So, yeah, exactly. Just an overdrive. So I struck out in both ways, and people were just like, well, just try to find another place. But I didn't feel up to just going to every Walgreens with my hat in hand, like, "Please, sir, can I have one of your shots?" You know? You have the elixir. And I don't have that in me. I have too much pride. I was just like, all right, well, if I get it, it's on that bitch's head.
Yo, straight up.
I'm going into that CVS. It's around the corner from my job and going, look what you made me do. Look at this. Look at me.
I'd have
Um,
took a picture, you
yeah.
know.
Oh,
I'd have been a
I
TikTok right
remember
there.
her. I remember her, brown hair, just above the shoulder. I'm never gonna
Mhm.
forget. I only remember the hair, but but I know where to find her, you know. Um,
This is
but
on you.
yeah, so I was like, well, I guess I'll wait till I'm 50. But in that time, I also heard that they were coming up with one that was going to really kind of be exclusive to the Millennium Tour, I guess. And so I was like, well, I'll wait. Okay, I'll wait till I'm 50, and when that comes out, I'll do it. And
Okay.
so I did. I'm just I am too out here, you
Yeah.
know. I'm in theory doing shows. I'm teaching a class. Um, and I mean, I keep my mask on until it's time for me to on stage talking to the mic. But in my classes, I keep my mask on the whole time because
Yeah,
it's just
you're pretty diligent with that. I've seen you on the scene. I
yeah.
think you're one of the last holdouts actually at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Straight up.
So I but I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just shoot me up with whatever it is you got and I'll that's fine. Um, so yeah, I did that. I didn't get the flu shot. Some people are getting both, and I'm just like, why would you do that? Both? Nah.
They believe in themselves, yeah.
Yeah, I'll get that flu shot later because I think the flu shot only lasts like 4 months. So people are kind of getting them too early.
Mm.
You know what I mean? If you get it in September, you know, and then it kind of runs out in January, but that's when the flu's really popping. The flu comes alive in the new year. So
He got his mojo, you know?
yeah,
Figure things out.
lays low. He lays low during the holidays, and it's just kind of stealthily going through families, and then suddenly, the second week of January, everybody's got the flu, and the flu's like, "Ah, that's my work. I did that."
Y'all forgot about me. Hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah,
Okay.
there was that, and also I've been I'm going out of town a couple of times, and so I'm like, let's just get it in me, please.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. That makes sense. I was just
yeah.
curious, just because like I do think that it's something that people are doing less and less now.
Mhm.
Um, like I'm not against getting it. I'm pro getting it, but I'm against doing all the work to get it. Like
Sure.
if the shot like showed up, like, oh, yo, you want me? And it was like at my house, yeah, I'll take the
Mm.
shot,
Right,
you know?
yeah.
Or if it showed up at my shows, cool. But like
Mhm,
admittedly, like I don't wanna go get a shot. But I wouldn't mind a shot.
mhm. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it, but you don't wanna I
Yeah.
mean, they have them at pharmacies. They have them at Walgreens or Duane Reade, or CVS. They have them there, but, at the time, I knew someone who did that. Actually, a few of my coworkers have done that, and I looked it up, and I was just like, I don't I don't I don't really like that particular Walgreens. You know what I mean? I'm like, that Walgreens is poorly stocked.
Nah, man.
They're poorly stocked with snacks. How do I don't trust them to handle
Y'all
it.
can't handle ordering the right variety of Arizona.
I
Okay?
mean, like, they don't have a seasonal section, it's just little end caps scattered. If you can't
Nah, man.
organize, then I'm not gonna go and get the so that was a thing, it was like a retail bias. I was just like, "Your stores are always a mess, there's no way I'm getting a medical thing from you." Um, but
What
then
store
my
would you trust
oh, what
with
store would I trust?
yeah.
Hmm, let's see. I may trust an Old Navy, but that's only because I've shopped there for a long time and I know how to maneuver.
Okay.
Because it seems wild to trust an Old Navy with your booster shot.
No, I'm with you, you know?
But if you go to the right Old Navies,
Yeah.
They're very organized. Same with Uniqlo. They're probably all clothing stores, maybe. There aren't too many. Oh, for Publix grocery stores.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I like
Yeah,
that.
I bet they probably actually do. I think they have pharmacies. They probably do give shots, and I bet it's very well organized.
Yeah. I think I would trust the Trader Joe's because, like, I would get the shot and they would also give me like a recipe for the shot. Like, yo,
I
you can make this at home if you buy these 6 items,
You
you
know
know?
what? Would I would maybe trust a Trader Joe's that's not in New York City,
Okay.
because there are too many people in the city, and so every Trader Joe's here is like a bread line. I
Nah, it's
mean,
popping.
like every time, like just people in line just with their bags, just waiting for a turn, hoping they get in before it closes. And I'm like, "No, I'm not doing that for the shot. I can, you know, no way, not at all."
Yeah.
Um, but also, I mean, like, which bodega would you trust with the to get the
Oh,
shot from?
oh man, I don't know. That's tough business.
Mm,
And I mean, of the ones by me, I would trust the one I go to less often. I would have to cross the street. I have
mm,
to admit that while it's not my corner store, they do run a neater shop.
okay, okay.
Yeah, like overall, they got like they have substantially less square footage, but it looks incredibly well stocked, well organized.
Mhm.
It's optimal in every way except that I have to cross 2 streets. You know, it's really it. It's his only hindrance.
I mean, honestly, I feel like you should be able to cross your street diagonally, that you've been there long enough that you can just do that.
I
I just
can.
I just walk down the middle of my street now.
So this okay. So this is the thing. If I do that though,
Uh-huh.
like there are conveniences to my corner store literally being next door to me,
Mhm.
right? And there's items that even though they a little sloppy, they can't mess up. It's in a can or something, you know?
Mhm.
And I don't if I go diagonally, they would
Mhm.
literally get a full view of me crossing. Like the whole walk, it would be in the
Eh,
direct purview of the cashier.
okay.
Like it would be a blatant fuck you. Like I would have to go in front of his store and like if I go diagonally, I'm saying I want you to see me do this walk.
Okay, so the diagonal would start from the front of his store
Yeah, and he
and
could
then
see the
across.
front of the other store.
Oh,
Whereas if
yeah.
I go the L, he only
Mhm.
sees me during like the very last portion of that walk when I'm right in front of the store.
Right.
You know, I could do the L and kind of stay out the view, you know, and like it's like, you know, like you don't like if you a dirty dude, you know, you don't cheat on your girl in her face. You know, you gotta have some respect. You know, that's what it feels like. It's just being grimy. Like,
Okay, alright, I see, I see.
so yeah, like I feel like, you know, I still appreciate what they do.
Mhm.
But if we're talking about my health and like getting a shot, yeah, I gotta give it to them over there. They do good work,
Okay,
you
alright.
know? Yeah, nah, definitely. I'm impressed with what they and they've been there longer, admittedly, too. Like
Mhm.
when I didn't live on this side of the block and I was just living like in general in East New York. It's been the same people still there.
Mm.
Whereas the corner store I'm at has switched owners like 8 times, you know?
Jeez.
So like I know like the different eras. I've told them
Mhm.
too, like, yo, listen, you like top 4 owner of this corner store, but there's been better, you know?
Oh, wow. What a
and
thing to hear.
over there, they doing things, man. Them dudes been there longer. They consistent, you know, and they doing. There's generational, you know, and you
Mhm.
see it in everything they do. So yeah, I would trust. I would trust him to make. I would trust him even to make the shot, but also to give me the shot.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I could
Alright.
fully see that. Like yeah, we got the salt, black pepper, vinegar, Omicron. Yeah, I could see him just
Mhm.
throwing that in there. I'm good. And I would. That's how I would want it. Actually, like squirt it across my lettuce and tomatoes.
That's how you want your shot? You want
That's
it
how I
on
want
your
my shots
sandwich?
on my sandwich. You
Oh,
could you
boy.
could push a little bit in the bread. You know, it's already got like
Mhm.
enough padding to handle that, and I just wouldn't notice it. You know, with the vinaigrette that they make. I don't know if it would
Yeah,
bother the taste too much.
I don't think it'll work like that. I think it needs to go in your arm, and then I think you gotta move your arm around to make it get to the rest of your body. I think you gotta swing your arm around, or else it's just concentrated right there.
That
I
don't
don't
sound
know.
any more janky than mine. No, you gotta
No.
rotate it. You know what I mean? You gotta shake
I
it out.
think so. You gotta move the shoulder.
That sounds way worse than my idea.
No,
I'm
it
just
doesn't.
taking it
At
in.
least it's in your body. It's got to go through so much. It's like the reason that um marijuana infused foods take so long to kick in, because it's got
But
to
they
go
hit
down.
harder.
Yeah, but I
They
mean, like, you might be asleep by then. You know what I mean?
that's I'd rather wait a day for the Omicron vaccination to hit, but know that like, oh, it's hitting like that. It took me out, but now I'm
Hmm.
never getting Omicron again, like forever. I feel like
Yeah,
that would be the equivalent.
I guess. I mean, the thing is, Omicron is probably going to figure out a way to like sidestep this shit too. So like we're never really truly done, but they're trying, and I appreciate them trying, and it wiped me out. I'm still tired from it, but we'll be okay.
I'm rooting for you, shot for real. You know.
Not a rooting for me.
Oh man. You know, and I think I just realized the best part of my hero version, by the way.
What's
If
that?
it's in the sandwich, when you
Hmm.
feel a little tired, it's okay because you can just be like, oh no, that's the carb. It's like I just had too big a lunch, and you can blame it on the sandwich. You can take a little nap. You wake up, you're
No.
feeling better. You dealt with the worst of it.
Look, if you're able to eat a sandwich and then get a huge fever from it and not worry, then you better than me. I don't like eating things and then immediately getting sick, which is what will happen.
I don't think I eat any sandwich that doesn't make me sweat a little bit. All my
Okay.
sandwiches like make me like perspire. I think that's a quality I look for. Like, yo,
It's gonna
I
make
keep a
you work
towel on
for
my
it.
desk. Yeah. Like, all right, man. That's an effort. We earned that one, baby. We got different goals in our food, I think.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess we do.
Oh man. I'm glad you got the shot though, sincerely. Keep it pushing. Hopefully
Yeah,
more people following your lead.
I hope so. It's not so bad, everybody. It's all right, I guess. If you want to, I think you should. And it's out there. They're I guess they don't have the money to push behind it anymore, so it's not going to be on every street corner like they were doing initially.
Right.
Um, I ended up doing it through my insurance. Through the doctor that I see is affiliated with a hospital, and they were like, "Hey, we got him." And I was like, "All right, well, I guess I'll come down and get one." But there's like I said, they're in all of the drugstores. They're just sitting on them. So
Okay.
because
And
a
it's
lot
still
of
free.
people,
You,
oh
you just show
yeah,
up.
yeah, and so a lot of people aren't, because right now people are so tired of it that they don't want to do anything
Right.
anymore. They're like, I'm tired. I've been doing shit for 2 years, no more. And it's like, yeah, you may have to keep doing stuff in order for this to, but no one
Word.
wants to do that anymore. So if you want to take advantage of that, I say, if you're in America, absolutely. Go out there and try to find it. I don't know what to do for our listeners in Belize. Our listener in Belize. I don't know how many Belize people are listening,
It's
but
gotta be at least two,
at least.
you know. Shout to Bailey's. Keep doing it major out there. Know what I mean? Top 100 podcasts on the regular.
Hmm.
Admittedly, they got like a population of 4,000. So I don't know how that works. But I
I
appreciate
love it
all of
though.
y'all. Oh,
I
yeah.
love it.
I brag about it. It's on all our press releases. Anybody- that's how I start every general meeting on TV. What do you got to talk about today, Gas? So, my podcast is popping in Bailey's. I don't know if you know. Let's get into the news, shot.
Alrighty.
We got James Earl Jones hanging up his cape as Darth Vader. That's right. James Earl Jones, who for decades has provided Darth Vader's iconic, menacing voice, will no longer record the new lines for the new Star Wars projects. Instead, Jones's voice will live on artificially through an AI program that can recreate his voice, so Vader can deliver new lines of dialogue and maintain the commanding bass sound that made him a widely feared villain. Ukrainian startup Reese Speecher was tasked with yo, the directness of that right there, yo.
Oh boy.
Was tasked with creating a version of Jones's voice as it sounded in the original trilogy for the recent Disney Plus miniseries Obi-Wan Kenobi, which takes place several years after Anakin Skywalker became a Sith Lord. I did not understand that last sentence.
Yo, look, I don't understand any of this. Like, I get that James Earl Jones was the voice of Darth Vader, right? And
Yeah,
I get that Disney Plus owns all of the stuff right now,
yeah,
right? So they own Marvel and they own Star Wars and they own the Muppets, they own the Simpsons, like they own a lot of stuff. So I'm just like, okay, I'm trying to keep up. All right, so they're gonna make a fake version of his voice or whatever.
right.
Which I guess I'm okay with, maybe if you wanna. I mean, he's 91.
Yeah, he up there, yo.
So
He's done his time.
I guess Darth Vader, since I feel like we've done all of the past stuff. Do you know what I
Right,
mean? Like we've done like young Vader and middle-aged Vader, and we're probably moving into older the autumn of Darth Vader's life, right?
right.
So then yeah, I guess it's fine to have a robot do that part. That seems in keeping with the movie. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm okay with the idea of this. My concern is like, does he still get paid? Like, because
Oh.
now, like, they're still using his voice. It's not like they're
Mhm.
saying a voice similar. They're like clearly saying, yo, we want him to sound like you. So, like, shouldn't he still get like royalties off of this in some way? You know?
Maybe he will. Let's see. Do 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 do.
Right? Like,
Bop
I
it up
feel
it
like
up.
that because you're
Hmm.
still clearly like doing the James Earl thing. Like when Ninja Turtles get recasted, they cast new people. But if like the same dude kept doing Donatello for 40 years, he should get the check.
He should get
You know?
something. He should get a therapist,
Yeah.
is what he should get. If the guy keeps making everybody call him Donatello, and it's like, that's not your real name.
There was a really like short-lived cartoon about two cats that they like fly like fighter jets. I don't remember
Okay.
the name of it. It was SWAT cats. There we go.
It was
Um
what? SWAT
SWAT
cats?
cats. Yeah.
Okay.
It was two cats. They used to wear like do-rags or something. And they used to go into space and like fight crime and jets. It was crazy. Lasted
Okay.
two seasons. But it was the first time that like as a kid I realized that there was people behind the cartoons because Donatello from the Ninja Turtles in 89, I
Mhm.
was like, yo, that's the same voice. I've been hearing this dude for 4 years,
Mm.
and he voices a character on that show. And then like shattered reality for me. I
Oh, did
really
it
thought
mess
like,
you up?
yeah, because I was like, oh, this is the same dude. Like, it's not like I thought the cartoons was like for real. That's like when it really
Oh.
hit me that like, oh, this is just people reading lines.
I'm so sorry. I know
Yeah,
that's rough. I know that's rough.
it hurt, yo, it hurt.
I just looked up SWAT cats. Uh SWAT cats, cats with a K,
Yep, with a
uh,
K.
colon, the Radical Squadron.
Gang, gang.
Yeah, that's very funny.
Yo,
Um, I've never heard of SWAT cats ever in my life, ever.
I'm
Never,
pretty
ever.
sure it was me and Donatello's dude. That's it.
Who's watching it?
It was. I really enjoyed it, but yeah, it was niche. uh, hey
Yeah,
man, but
they honestly, I bet that they give James Earl Jones some sort of ownership overall, overarching, like,
yeah,
ownership, like, credit. You know what I mean?
okay,
Like, he'll still get the credit for it, and there may be some royalties for that, or maybe it goes to a trust or something like that.
Yeah. But I'm
Um,
okay with it being less because I get that he's not doing the work,
yeah,
but like
but
clearly he's so iconic that
so yeah, I don't know. I mean, I wonder if it's one lump sum. I mean, he's 91, so I wonder if it's just like one lump sum for all of your sounds.
right,
and
right.
then and then they,
Yeah,
and
he
then
probably
you
say
get
like,
a
I want no
credit for
fucking
life.
royalties. I'm 91, my G. Okay.
Right.
I
Yeah,
need this check
don't keep
today.
sending me like 12-cent checks. Just
Let's cut that
get,
shit. Let's do this.
yeah, just give me all my coin. Tomorrow isn't promised.
Yo, Loki, everything you said sounded like lines from the movie. Like, that sound like some shit that they like
Give
some
me my coin. Tomorrow isn't promised.
Yo, real talk. I'm telling you, I could see some Star Wars nerd quoting that shit to me. Tell me I
Oh
live by this
no.
shit.
Look,
Oh
if
my
you're a
god.
Star Wars person, I mean, I want to say I'm sorry, but I also don't care. But I am a little sorry that I've desecrated the voice of your evil dad.
I, I'll fight that battle alone here. My wife and kids are big Star Wars heads.
Mm.
I can't get into it, but my son immediately changes the channel whenever I come in and they're watching Star Wars, like out of respect. He's like, "Yeah, Dad ain't gonna watch this," and he's just like,
Well, that's not fair.
"Why
You
not?"
could like if he's watching it and you come through. I mean, is this like you come through with the intent to sit down and watch TV, or
Nah, if I'm
you're
in the
just
apartment, they turn it off. They like no like.
that's terrible. You're outnumbered. You're outnumbered.
Yeah, but like I'm also like a bitter comedian, and like
So,
I'm a trash the show the whole rest of the time. So they're like,
oh,
nah,
so they do it just to not hear your mouth.
yeah, because I'm a poke
Oh,
holes
okay.
in the whole game,
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm pretty good at that. So they're like, yeah, we're not gonna have you ruin this show for us.
That's a shame. You should just let it be. You're outgunned.
Nah.
Man, I can't wait until your kids like figure out how to snap back, like really snap back in a way that hurts your feelings and is not cute. When they say something and you're like, "Oh yeah, well," like,
It's
man, when they
happening. It's happening. My daughter's getting close. She be
yeah, yeah,
telling me
she's coming up
stories.
on it.
Yo,
Absolutely.
she was in school telling me yesterday that they had like a day where like everyone in the class was sharing where they're from, like their like family history, and
Mhm.
she's like, I'm half Dominican, half Costa Rican, and like some other girl was like, what's that? Like the knockoff Puerto Rico, and the class was like, oh, and she's like, only one of us is a country, and it was like, oh, and it just went off, and she's like, they kept going back and forth, and I'm like, yo, like we supposed to come together. We all speak Spanish, but also I'm impressed with your ribbon. Like you got some solid singers in there. Like, that's not bad. I know you did a
Wow.
Costa Rican history check, so you could like fight these battles. And she's like, yeah, I read
Wow.
all about it because it came up before. So like now when people say something, I got bars. I was like, hell yeah.
Wow.
So
Wow.
she's
Good for
studying.
her. Good
Yeah,
for
I was
her.
impressed. She had like lines. She's like, yeah, I wasn't taking it. I came back. And that's how
That's
everybody
great.
knows me. And that's like the first like week of class. That's how people got to know my daughter this shit.
Well, I mean, that's how you let them know. You gotta
Yo.
let them know. Hey, run up and get done up. You gotta let them know. You gotta let them know early.
She was like, during lunchtime, like people from like other like forgotten Spanish countries was coming up to
Mhm.
us. And like, yo, like they were like giving a prop. She's like, yo, I'm from Honduras. I've been dying to say some shit.
Yo, real talk, your daughter may be the new United Nations. Dignitaries may be coming by your apartment for a meeting with her.
Oh man. In other news, FDA warns of the dangers of cooking chicken in NyQuil. That's right. I'm mad they had to do this.
Oh my
But
god.
the FDA has issued yet another stern warning to address disturbing trends among teens. As reported by CNN, a new challenge on social media encourages participants to cook chicken in a mixture of acetaminophen, Acetaminophen?
No, that's acetaminophen.
Acetaminophen. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ, I was off.
that's
That's a new
that's
record for me.
that's Tylenol is acetaminophen. That's how I know how to say
Acetaminophen.
it.
Yo,
Because I don't always buy Tylenol brand, but I will always find your acetaminophen.
yo, I that would have never been my guess. I was like Ace
Acetaminophen. Yeah.
to my fun. No, man. Okay, that
Mm-hmm.
dextromethorphan. Am I in the ball?
Dextromethorphan.
Okay, I'm close to there.
Dextromethorphan. Yeah.
Dextromethorphan and doxylamine or lamine.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know what that one is.
There you go. Those three things.
Doxylamine. Yeah.
Yo, nobody needed ingredients? Okay, CNN, you have to show
Yeah.
off. All right. The trio of ingredients can be found in Nyquil. That's what I just should have said. Don't cook with Nyquil. Okay. According to the FDA, by simply heating up the medication, you're putting yourself at risk due to the harmful vapors that are emitted. The challenge sounds silly and unappetizing, and it is, but it could also be very unsafe. Boiling a medication can make it much more concentrated and change its properties in other ways. Even if you don't eat the chicken, inhaling the medication's vapors while cooking could cause high levels of the drugs to enter your body. It could also hurt your lungs.
I got to stop you here. Nobody's doing this. Nobody's doing this.
You don't think nobody cooking this up?
Not to the point that CNN needed to step in and be like, hey, we asked some people and they said you shouldn't do this. I think somebody did something on TikTok, right? Content or whatever. But I don't think anyone is like, that seems like a good idea. I mean, look, people are stupid, but I don't think, much in the way that I don't think anyone was truly eating Tide Pods.
Oh, okay.
I think it's just some weird thing. I don't know. I don't know if the knockout game was true. Look, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I don't think anyone is truly cooking chicken in NyQuil.
Yeah, look.
Also, it feels racist to me.
How so?
Chicken
with the NyQuil on chicken is not black at all, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I hear that, but I also think that if you're going to marinate something in NyQuil, it should be like beef.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't know. The chicken seems too light not light, but like, I don't know. There's just something. It feels like a code. It feels coded. The language is coded. It feels like coded language to me.
Oh man, I see. This is one of the few times I wish we could get Shalewa high, as I want to hear the deeper version of that.
I would never speak again. Me high is just me going, am I dehydrated? I think I'm dehydrated. Oh no, I'm dying. I'm definitely dying. I'll lose the chicken NyQuil thread for sure. So
it didn't look appetizing. Like, I'm game, honestly, to try the weirdest shit. And if you would have sold me on like, this is dangerous, but like it tastes mad good, I'm game.
No, that's because no one's doing it.
Yeah.
At no point did anyone go, this tastes okay, this tastes great, this nasty. None of that. It's just cook your chicken in NyQuil. They cooking chicken in NyQuil on TikTok. Ain't no one doing that.
Yeah. Because I've seen people cook chicken where like now they're normal, but like when people first would do a thing, it sounded crazy. But when you saw it, it was like, oh, that makes sense. Like, for example, the first time I saw somebody say, hey, I'm gonna use the Flaming Hot Cheetos on my chicken. That sounded wild. And then after like a quick thought, I was like, yo, I don't know if that's bad. And then I saw it, I was like, yep, I'm game for this. It's a bad idea, but visually, I can't front. It looked appealing. It looked like really spicy chicken.
Okay, I don't know if it looked appealing, but I see why, since Flaming Hot is we are, if we're not there already, we are about 2 clicks away from you being able to buy a seasoning size container of Flaming Hot to just sprinkle on your everything.
I hope so. It's a lost opportunity, Lace.
I think it's that, and I think the sour stuff, the sour stuff that comes on sour gummies and all that stuff. The gummy itself is just normal. They just sprinkle all that sour stuff on it. They're about to release that too, like a seasoning you can put in pancakes or some shit. I mean, I understand Flaming Hot chicken because Flaming Hot is part of a food.
Right.
And people like the flavor of Flaming Hot, so they will absolutely try the chicken that's been coated in Flaming Hot because it's established that it's a food.
Right.
Ain't no one eating no Nyquil chicken. That shit isn't real. It's not real, everybody. They're trying to get your attention away from what really matters and then figure out what really matters to you. It ain't this Nyquil chicken. This bullshit.
Biden is behind this, okay? He tried to distract you.
Don't fall for the okie doke. I don't know who's trying to distract you with this. This is insane. This could go either way, but it's not real.
Also, you hit on something there that I've thought about a lot. Why don't potato chip companies as a flavor release a double dust version of every flavor? Like if I like nacho, like if I like Doritos Cool Ranch, why ain't there like Doritos Extra Cool Ranch as a flavor?
Okay, look. All right, you about to get me. I will do this. I will say this briefly because I don't want to go as deep as I have gone into this topic. But
okay.
I think that the chips that are sold in neighborhoods where of people of color have more flavoring on them than chips that are sold where the population is majority white.
Oh.
There was, and here's how I got there. I bought some sour cream and onion Pringles from a Family Dollar in my neighborhood where I was living in Atlanta before I left, which was a black neighborhood.
Okay.
And I've had Pringles from everywhere, all around the world with the Pringles, right?
Okay.
And I had them and I was like, yo, these are strong. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is a lot of sour cream and onion.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, I wonder if. And then I went back like a month later and I bought another can. And the woman ringing me up, this young girl was ringing me up at the Family Dollar. And she saw that and she was like, you know what? I like getting chips from here than anywhere else. And I'm like, really? And she's like, yeah, it feels like they got more sauce on them, which I understood in the moment to mean that it seems like they have more flavoring.
Okay.
But that's something she noticed. I never discussed that with anybody. So this young woman also noticed that in the hood, the chips are saltier. They trying to kill us, motherfuckers. They're trying to kill us. That said, yeah. So try I really think there's something to that. So they don't need to do a double dusting. You just need to get them from the right neighborhood.
The right neighborhood. Okay.
Yeah. I think that might be what it is. And look, I know I've opened up a can of worms with that. I've discussed it before on Langston Kerman had a podcast about black conspiracy theories and whatnot, and that one was mine. And so I've talked this out, but I still believe.
Okay.
Because look at the chips that you get in a black neighborhood, and it's all like wild flavors. But then you go into a white neighborhood, and it's all like soy and pita. Do you know what I mean? Like all the chips are completely different. Like I remember kettle chips absolutely gentrified the corner stores in black America. I remember when they were not there at all. We had wrap snacks.
Yeah.
But we didn't have no kettle chips. And then kettle chips started coming out with all kinds of wild flavors. And then it kind of made its way over to the black community. In order to test those out to see if they're good, you got to test them. You got to have guinea pigs.
Yeah.
And so they test them on us. And then they put a few for the white folk. Meanwhile, they're all eating like a chip that tastes like popcorn, but is made out of chickpeas and and a Brussels sprout, freeze-dried Brussels sprout and all this kind of stuff.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are my theories. Anyway,
I'm on board. I'm
that's a
on
lot to
board.
chew on, everyone.
Yo. I don't even want to continue the podcast. I want to talk about this now. It's incredible. By the way, like I mentioned earlier, why one of the reasons that like I'm loyal to my corner store, even though they're definitely not the better corner store, it's because of
Mhm.
customer service stuff like that. Like, I know for a fact that because one of the owners is diabetic, he
Mhm.
orders lightly salted Lay's for me and him. So like,
See?
there's like
Yeah.
10 lightly salted Lay's that like they gonna last 3 weeks and like fuck up his rotation, but he leaves them there because he knows me and him are diabetic and we go in the store. So he's like, nah, I need
That's
that.
great. I
Yeah,
love that.
that's love, you
Yeah.
know? So yeah, he makes a shitty sandwich every now and then, but I get my
But
chips.
he got you on the chips.
Yeah, he got me on the chips. He ain't trying to kill me.
Yeah.
He
So
relates.
really, you don't need extra dust on your chips, child.
No, I don't need them. I'm just saying as a business idea, like double ranch, or like extra like nacho dust, I feel like,
I think they do that and they call it a blast.
yeah, like some shit like that. I feel like
Yeah, I think
Doritos needs that.
yeah, I think they do that. It's like a Dorito blast and it's just more stuff on your fingers and on your and on the chip. I think that's ultimately what it is. But, in a pinch.
You know where to go.
Yeah, you know where to go. You know where to go.
In other news,
What a theory.
Yo, Dad, why we keep driving to Brownsville for our potato chips? Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh man. In other news, pilot scolds a Southwest airline passenger for allegedly airdropping naked pictures to the entire plane. That's right. A pilot with a Southwest Airlines was heard scolding a traveler who allegedly airdropped unsolicited naked pictures to other passengers ahead of a recent flight from Houston to Cabo. He also,
Oh shit.
he was just getting ready to turn up.
Get
Yo,
ready, yo.
you can't do Cabo energy in Houston. That's all he was telling them. And you got to wait till we land.
I mean, everybody on that plane is apparently going to Cabo, so certainly you want to see my junk. I mean, that's what we're gonna do when we land. Let's just ramp it up here.
We in international air, okay? That's why I airdropped him. We good. He also threatened to return the plane to the gate if the nudes didn't stop. Oh, he was dropping various nudes. He was like, nah, take that. Another one.
And early. Like,
Yo.
dude was taxiing.
Yeah, how many nudes you think he had that he was thinking, I can make it through this 3-hour flight? I got enough nudes.
Honestly, I don't think it was they were taxiing, so they hadn't taken off yet. So I think he was just like, yo, let me just go ahead and put this out here. And then let me just see how people respond. And that will let me know what my next move is when we land in Cabo. So it was like a fact-finding mission, really. He was just kind of just dropping some breadcrumbs. He was airdropping some breadcrumbs to everybody on the plane.
There's footage of the pilot who can be heard saying over the intercom, so here's the deal. If this continues while we're on the ground, I'm going to have to pull back to the gate. Everybody's going to have to get off, and we're going to have to get security involved. And it's a vacation that's going to be ruined. So you folks, whatever that airdrop thing is, quit sending naked pictures and let's get yourself to Cabo. Holla. My man's on a mission, okay?
That's so funny. Of course it was a male passenger.
Yeah.
Let's see. Have you ever gotten any naked pictures airdropped to you?
Nah, I've gotten naked DMs. I haven't gotten a naked airdrop. My wife has. Like she said that her and like her sister would be like on like the J train and they'll get like random airdrops.
Yes.
And
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any woman with an iPhone on the train who has their airdrop on has gotten somebody's junk.
Yeah.
On the train. And I'm just like, what are you doing? I don't even have mine on. I think right now the only person who can airdrop me anything is my roommate. And usually it's just another picture of the cat, you know?
Look what this dude doing now.
Yeah, you know, so it's not even. But yeah, women, women know what I'm talking about. Yeah, just.
I don't get that. I don't know. I don't feel like I don't get that at all. I've never understood that. The
Have you
need to
never
share.
understood? Oh, the need to share pictures of your
Yeah.
genitals,
Yeah, that's weird.
unsolicited.
Yeah, unsolicited 100% I don't get it. Solicited I get it. If somebody asks, then that's your that's what, you're accommodating a need or whatever.
Right.
But
Accommodating a need.
that I get. That's just customer service. But just out here just sending shit out. That's crazy. No.
Not accommodating a need.
You ain't just delivering pizzas to random houses. That's just madness, yo. It's gotta be automated.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no,
I
I don't
can't
I don't
believe.
get that.
I mean, I can't believe someone did it, but I also can believe. I mean, that person was probably very drunk. But
Oh,
I mean, just like, or not. That's what you hate. Is they were probably
yo.
stone sober and just like,
That is
oh my.
I ain't about that, but to each their own. And he still made it to Cabo. So good
Yeah, but
times.
also I feel like everyone was supposed to have their shit on airplane mode. Like,
Fair.
will it work?
Yo, imagine if that's how airlines check now.
Yeah.
If you don't get on
Everyone who
airplane
got
mode,
it.
you're getting these nudes. Okay.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Look, Southwest, God bless you, but you are the Wild West out there.
Nobody else
No,
got this problem.
like the seats are unassigned. Eh, you gotta, if you don't check in like first thing, you're in like one of the later groups and it's just like the board and it's insanity. I got over, well, not got over my fear of flying, but I got to a better place with flying um over the past, I don't know, like 10 years or so. Because I used to truly hate it, but now I can do it. I'm fine.
Yeah.
But the bulk of that was on Southwest, which means I have a very antagonistic view to flying. Like I've since switched to Delta because at least they were wiping things down for a while, you
Yeah.
know? I didn't trust Southwest was going to do that. But I mean, like, so you just have to like, you get like your boarding number, and then they just say, okay, these numbers line up here, and you just have to ask people what their number is to see if you're in front of them or behind them. So it's like they're making you talk to the. I don't want to talk to nobody. And people, it's just a chance for people to go, what's your number? Just like, I can't believe this person would be standing in front of me. I should be standing in front of them. What's your number? Like, there's that kind of energy. And then you get
Yeah.
on and then you just grab whatever seat. And it's like, so when I check into a flight now with Delta, I already am just like, I got to check in early. I don't have to. I got a seat. I got a seat
Right.
number. I know where I'm supposed to go. But because I, blossomed in that time of Southwest, I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to like kick children down the aisle. Move. If a kid sits behind me, I'm just like, nope. And I get my shit and move away. Like, it's savage out there. And that's not the case with Delta, but I forget. So sometimes I get to the airport and I'm like, I'm hitting a speed bag on the way to the.
Shot is yelling at random people. What's your number? What's your number? Okay.
I know. It's so much. It's so much.
Oh man. In other news, 1,000 San Francisco International Airport workers have declared a general strike early on Monday morning after more than 9 months of negotiations with their employers. United Here Local 2, the union that represents SFO's food service workers, announced in a press release that 1,000 of the SFO's cashiers, cooks, baristas, bartenders, servers, and dishwashers are participating in the strike. The workers are employed by 84 airport restaurant outlets, all of whom are represented by the SFO Airport Restaurant Employer Council. The workers' compensation is currently not enough to live on. The employees have not moved nearly enough to get uh, to the place where we can make a deal on a new contract. And that's why we've had to go down this road. Singh said that the most food service workers at SFO make around $17 an hour, a wage so low that many of them need to work 2 to 3 jobs. SF Gate spoke to the multiple SFO food service workers who indicated that low wages and the possibility of higher healthcare costs were their main motivators to go on strike.
Hey, man, pay them people.
That's it.
Like, what are we doing? Especially at an airport.
Yo.
Everything is 3 times the price of what it needs to be.
Yeah.
Where is that going? Pay those people. Pay all of them. They got to go through security to get to work.
You know?
Like,
where do you park at an airport that's free? Like,
that's exactly. Like, do you know how hard it is to get someone to drive you to the airport? And now imagine making that drive every day for work.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous. Pay those people. Pay them more. You know you can. Quit bullshitting. Quit bullshitting. I just want everybody to quit bullshitting and pay people what they're worth. That's all. That's all I want. Y'all stop bullshitting.
Yo.
Why don't business owners listen to me? Y'all stop bullshitting and pay these people.
You know what I mean? You have literal $1 million planes like hanging outside. You can't hide the money. Okay. You can't say like, nah, we ain't got it. There's wings, my G, on the office. Okay. The office can go across the country. Okay.
Yeah.
You got the bread. All right. Pay them dudes.
Oh my God.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely pay them. I guess I don't know if I like seeing people go on strike. I like people utilizing the tools they need to utilize in order to get what they want or what they need.
Right.
I wish it didn't come to that, but I also clearly it's what you have to do. Man, remember a year and a half ago when it really felt like everybody was going to go on strike? The whole world was just like, this is bullshit. And then they were like, oh, we got a vaccine. Everybody's like, hot girl summer. I forgot just that quick.
Hey man, I'm pro strike and do what you got to do. There was one time that I witnessed a strike that like my heart was there for them, but like I couldn't like support it.
Right.
Because it was like for hotel workers, which I agree with. They should get it. But I discovered they were on strike while going to a hotel in Hawaii. So like,
oh yeah,
I was like, I feel for you, but I've been waiting for this trip for like 6 months, you know?
It's rough.
Yeah.
Especially in Hawaii. They've been saying for years, please don't come here.
Yo,
please stop coming here. And people are like, what? I can't hear you over the beach.
Straight up, B.
Please stop.
As a man that like does not like the sun over there is stunning. That just stole me.
They're just like, please don't.
Yeah, nah,
stop coming over here. And
we did a Airbnb.
Okay.
So like, you know, I felt like that. I don't know if that necessarily helps or not. But yeah.
I can't call it with Airbnb. Like those are issues as well.
Yeah.
There are issues with Airbnb for sure.
None of it. Yeah, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing right. I know I'm doing stuff wrong. I just don't know which wrong I'm doing.
Exactly. Yeah. I know this isn't.
Yeah, this ain't the right solution.
I should be doing,
but like I didn't want to be like in the way. Like I didn't want to like cross the picking line every time. You know, like I wanted the like continental breakfast, you know?
Right. Yes. So no, that's fair.
You know, I was like, I feel you. Like, you know, get your bread up. It sucks because that's like the whole industry out here. So you should get money. But like my wife wants this trip. So we here. In the meantime, you know, like I ain't gonna hold up, pick a side. I ain't gonna stand in your way. You know? Like, I hope you win. You know, keep fighting the good fight. But I'm here for 6 days. So for 6 days, I'm gonna ignore you.
Right.
I'm gonna reshare it when I get back home. I will still tell people it's a beautiful island. It was great. Hopefully that gets you tourism dollars when you are paid appropriately.
Right.
So, yeah,
right.
I'm pro strike overall, just not in that one 6-day time of my life. In other news, father and son charged in a $100 million sandwich scheme. That's right. It was the caper of the century. A minuscule New Jersey deli not only became a publicly traded entity, but mysteriously grew to have a market value north of $100 million. Now, 3 men are being charged with illegally pumping up the company's stock with the goal of dumping their shares and absconding with the profits. They never even had a chance to pocket their ill-gotten bread. Ha.
Ah! Got it.
The Security and Exchange Commission and the Department of Justice accused the 3 men, James Patton, Peter Coker Sr., and Peter Coker Jr., of illicitly manipulating share prices of Hometown International, the deli's parent company, and another business called E-Waste. The men are being charged with conspiracy to commit securities fraud. So I want to get to the prosecutors claim that the sandwich scheme traces back to 2014 when 2 people in New Jersey expressed interest in opening a deli. One of those individuals was friends with Patton, and he allegedly suggested an unusually complex corporate structure for the fledgling business. An umbrella corporation named Hometown International would assume ownership of the deli. Patton explained that creating Hometown International would allow for easy expansion in the event the deli was successful. Their alleged crime was relatively simple. I don't see how, but through coordinated trades, they injected inaccurate information into the marketplace, creating a false impression of supply and demand. From the outside, it looked like the independent investors were hugely interested in the 2 companies. Stocks and shares of Hometown International eventually skyrocketed 939%. According to the DOJ, while E-Waste soared 19,900%. But the underlying numbers never made sense. The deli made less than 40,000 per year. Yet, at its peak, was boasting a 9-figure market value. Hometown International, in particular, attracted significant media interest and attention of Wall Street big shots like billionaire David Einhorn. The attention brought unwanted scrutiny on the defendants, the SEC said, before they were able to reap the intended profits of the scheme.
How did they think that was going to work?
Yo, this is going to be a pump and dump, yo.
Yeah, but I mean, if you pump up that much, you don't think someone's going to be like, well, I want in?
Yeah.
And then they're like, so what's the business? It's like, it's this deli. Like, no. Just like back out of the room when someone says that. Like, that is so... That's wild. Also, these companies always have the most generic names.
Hometown International, yo.
Yeah, Hometown International, E-Waste. What is that? Like, I don't know, E-Waste. Like, it's like, no.
Yeah,
they always have
B.
these weird generic things where you're like, oh, it could be anything. Like Hometown International is just a deli. You know what I mean? Like
I wouldn't have guessed either business right if you told me the names.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, 100% would have been off. I think they could have gotten away with the 939%. Like the Hometown International going up, from 40 G's a year to like, just short of like 360K a year. But like when you went up 19,900%, like, yeah, there's going to be some like freaking like Vanguard fund that's going to want to invest in you at that point. They're going to want to throw big dollars and they're going to want to do their research, So yeah, y'all messed up. Y'all went too big, okay?
Yeah, it was too big. You were too successful in selling the lie to people.
Yeah,
I guess.
You had to calm it down right there, my G.
Oh my goodness.
You could have made a little bit of dollars.
The only problem is you wanted it too much.
Oh man, when I read stories like this, it bothers me a little bit, only because like, yo, you could have just done like a legal plan. Like, you clearly know what you're doing. Like, just do this legally. Like, I don't know. I'm sure it won't make you 19,000%, but maybe it makes you 9,000%. Like, you did something right.
You clearly know how to work this system.
Yeah. Just do it legitimately, and you'd probably make good money.
Like, do it for long enough legitimately, and then you figure out the different ways to steal.
Yo.
You know what I mean? They went for the big, like, the spotlight way of stealing, and it's just like, "No, man, work behind the scenes first.
Yeah.
Like, do it low, and so that you at least have something. You didn't even get to collect on your big swing, you know,
Shot too
because you
hard,
didn't
B.
have any little you didn't have any little things cooking in the pot. You just went straight up turkey, and it's like, where's the stuff? Where's the dressing? Where's the You didn't do any of the side dishes. You just
Nothing.
went straight to the protein, and now look at you, birdless.
That's it.
Ain't got no birds at all.
Nothing. I heard these sandwiches wasn't even that good either.
I'm sure they weren't.
You know, they were focused on other shit.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Can't do
Yeah.
it. Finally, Kelly Ripa recalls a comment from Regis Philbin before the first show that made her feel terrible, Sha. That's right. Kelly Ripa is opening up about her complicated relationship with her former morning show co-host, the late Regis Philbin. The pair co-hosted Live with Regis and Kelly from 2001 to 2011, as she writes in her new book, Live Wire, the long-winded short stories. Ripa told people about working with Philbin, who died of natural causes at the age of 88 in 2020, that it was difficult. I don't want to feel like I'm slamming anyone or that I'm being disrespectful, but I also want people to know it was not a cakewalk. According to Ripa, she had guest co-hosted the show 3 times when she was offered the position permanently following the departure of Philbin's longtime co-host, Kathy Lee Gifford. The job offer also came with the ominous warning, "They want you to know who your boss is," Ripa said. When she arrived at the show with her hair and makeup team, Ripa said Philbin turned to their executive producer, Michael Gelman, and said, "Uh-oh, Gelman, it's got an entourage." I felt horrible, Ripa recalled. He was probably trying to be funny, but at the same time, it felt like a pylon. I understand that probably he didn't want a co-host, but the network wanted me to be the co-host, and I didn't think I should pass up that opportunity. I don't think it was fair to him, but it was also not fair to me. Ripa said she also remembers their interactions away from work fondly, and she holds great respect for her late colleague. "If I could become a tenth as good, I'd be happy," she said of Philbin. "It's taking the audience on a ride with you and remembering that you are always the butt of the joke. I love them, and I still do."
I mean, all right. Yeah, the old man was mean to you. Look, and I'm not I'm not trying to be mean to Kelly Ripa. I like Kelly Ripa.
Yeah.
I definitely prefer her to Kathy Lee Gifford.
Word.
And Regis was a pill. I'm sure he was. You could see that from watching the show. So yeah. And I mean, he would say shit like that on air too. You know what I mean? Like he would say wild things about, this one's gotta, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's the cloth he's cut from.
Right.
Not quite Don Rickles, but that kind of thing of just like, dames, am I right? I gotta work with this skirt or whatever, you know? Like, yeah, that's absolutely what you're going to get.
You thought it was going to change? The man was 70 years old when you got the job.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just like, I feel, that is rough. And you know, I guess it's good for her to be able to say that it wasn't great. I mean, we knew that. But I don't know, like, yeah, old men are the worst.
Yeah.
Old men are the worst.
They're
hard to work with if you're a younger person. Old men are the worst.
Yeah, like when I read this article, I was like, yo, like, to your point, at least your old man was upfront about his old man shit. Like,
right, because they don't know how to be any other way.
Yeah, like this was Regis's energy on the show. Mm-hmm. So like you should have known, like, going into this. Now, again, not to say that he is right for him to be like that or wrong or any of that. I'm just saying he was very clear about his energy. This is how I crack jokes. This is what America has seen me do, and it's worked. And he don't hide that shit. He does that shit 24/7. You see him on the camera, backstage. He's still Regis. So like that line, I read it. I was like, "Yep, that sounds like Regis." He would say that.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I think I've heard him say that. You know,
like I was like, was that back screen? I feel like I've heard him say that on camera, like on the show. Mm-hmm. He might have told that story fondly, and with the same lines. You know, like, I remember the first time I met her, I
So
disrespected her backstage. It was great. Like
that's what I do. You know me, I'm Regis. So
he
I
probably
mean,
signs that book if he was still alive. You know what I mean? Like, yep, that's my shit. I say that.
the ghost of Regis is definitely like, what are you complaining about, Dame? Yeah, for sure.
That's what I do. Oh man, you can't make it up. But I'm glad that you were able to do the show for 10 years. You know what I mean? I thought I agree. She was I preferred her quite a bit to the
Look, and then she went through her own changes in trying to find someone to co-host with her. So she knows
word.
from both ends. Oh boy, the whole
Yo,
Michael what's his name? Michael
Strahan, yeah.
Strahan? That was a real ball of wax.
Yo.
And then to end up with, and then auditioning all these different people and then ending up with Ryan Seacrest and like, I think that's who she's with now. Like it's not like it's a cursed position, but it's kind of rough. It's a rough job.
Yeah, you earn it. It's crazy.
Yeah, so not everyone is cut out for it. And she is, but what that means there's going to be a modicum of bullshit. Like there's going to be some bullshit.
She did a show that was not great, but I enjoyed way more than most people. It was
the sitcom?
Yeah.
I feel like I was in a room when it was on.
Yeah. Okay.
Like Faith and Hope or something like that.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, it was fine. It was like what, part of TGIF or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, it was one of them like generic joints, but I was like, I dig it. It was cool.
Yeah. I mean, she was on a soap opera, so already she's dramatic. So that's what you're gonna get. That's what you're gonna get.
I'm pro Kelly. You know what I mean? Keep doing
stuff.
Yeah,
I'm always hoping for her to win or figure it out. I like her. I like her a lot.
Keep winning, homie. If y'all would like,
oh no,
for me and Shalewa to release our post-Hamas book, shitting on each other one day, okay? All you gotta do is like, subscribe to the show, baby. If you are an Apple or Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings. 4 stars. You ruined for our downfall so that the book is better. You know what I mean?
Oh wow,
that's
grease. Nice.
You know?
Oh man,
terrible people. 5 stars. Yeah. You realize it's only gonna be a 1-page book. Okay,
right?
All right.
Yep.
We got nothing but love. You know what I mean? Shalewa might be mad because I don't share enough of my sandwiches with her, but outside of that,
yeah, I mean, I understand. He's gone through so much to get them. I get it.
And they high in sodium. I'm looking out for her. You know?
Yeah, that's good.
I'm taking the hit.
That.
You know. If you have any articles you want us to cover, please DM us directly on Twitter and Instagram at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. Shout outs to Brandy Spain, FCVLJ, and Iron Fist Mom this week for sending stuff in. Really appreciate y'all. With all that said, I am the drama-free co-host of this show, Gastor Almonte, with the equally...
That's what we want to go with? Drama-free? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think I'm full of controversy. This might be the first thing we talk about in the book. So they'll be like, I remember the first time Gastor said drama-free, I knew he was crazy, okay? I got the receipts.
I mean, that's fine. No, that's how you see yourself. That's great.
I see what I aspire to be, Sha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. So, all right.
Yeah. With the reality check providing Shalewa Sharpe. Okay.
That's true. That's what I'm here for. Reads and shade. That's what I do. I read, I shade, I read. That's what I do.
This has been the episode that will be quoted in the book about the War Report.
The beginning of the end.
Yeah. It's been another War Report. Catch y'all next time. Peace.